And we want to welcome you back to the Prowl with Kevin Ace here on HPR, the Sound Radio from the campus of High Point University. We are blessed and happy to have Stuart Scott from ESPN Sports Center, Monday Night Football, and ESPN on ABC and ESPN joining us here. Mr. Scott, thanks so much for your time today, sir.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. It's early for us waking up. We're almost on fall break, so we're getting ready to go home. But we were really excited to have this opportunity to talk to you. So we're gonna get right to it, if you don't mind. First question.
Early.
All right.
Early.
Yeah, it's.
Dude, I got up at 6 o'clock this morning to take my 2 teenage or almost teenage daughters to school. And you guys are talking about early, man. I'm an old man. Get up, quit complaining. Let's go.
Oh yes, sir. Hey, we're ready to go now. It's 8:30, so we're a little more awake now. We had a little bit of coffee, so we're ready to fire up here.
I will tell you though that this is one of the first times that Austin has actually gotten to the studio on time. So you clearly bring out the best in him, Stuart.
I think it was the coffee. I don't think it was me. I think it was the coffee.
No, he doesn't drink coffee because I offered to go to Dunkin' Donuts last night. I was like, Austin, I'll run and get coffee in the morning. He's like, get me something with chocolate in it. And I was like, just get a coffee, man. Come on.
Just get a coffee, dude. Austin, coffee. You don't need chocolate because we just want to wake up. We don't want to be on a sugar high. It's different.
Very true, very true. So, Mr. Scott, or Stu, we know that you and your daughter took a visit here to High Point University a couple weeks ago. How did you enjoy your trip, and how did you enjoy your time on campus?
Look, man, I got my undergraduate degree. I never really wanted to go back to grad school, and I was ready to come back to grad school when we were there. I mean, you guys, I'm not just saying that just to butter you up. I've told a lot of people, I'm like, High Point it's the most impressive school I've ever been to. You guys were great. Everyone on campus was superb. Our guy, Tim Womble, is just a great guy. He's a guitar player. He's a super guy. Had a great time.
Yeah,
really
he's actually in studio with us now, so he really appreciates those kind words.
Shout out to Tim. What up?
He appreciates it, Stuart. So, Stuart, you're working Monday Night Football this whole season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Will this be the first time that you're going to see Peyton Manning in person since his surgeries?
No, he was. We had him week 2.
Okay.
The Atlanta game.
So, what did you see from him in week 2 that you thought he could work on, and do you think he's done those things to get back to that high level of play that he's used to?
Yeah, I think Peyton is. I think he is back at that high level of play. I know this is kind of lazy at his teammates, but Peyton's fine. His arm, his neck is fine. I think it takes him a little longer to warm up. For those 3 interceptions that he had in that Atlanta game, like in 3 straight drives, I think 2 of them were his fault. Well, maybe 1 was his fault, and 2 of them, I think it's just a matter of the receiver not being exactly where he's supposed to be, and that takes time. I'm not crashing on these receivers at all. The reason why Peyton had so much success in Indy is because he worked long hours, many years, with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. These guys, it's new, and the way Peyton throws the ball, Peyton will throw you open. That term, throw you open, you just got to be there, and it's a very intricate system. He's fine. He's taking his hits. He never threw the most beautiful spiral in the world anyway. His passes sometimes look a little wobbly. There's still force on them, but that's the way Peyton's always throwing the ball. And 4 MVPs. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Do you think having Brandon Stokely and Jacob Tamme there has helped a little bit and speed up that process of getting back to where he wants to be?
Yeah, and I think it's probably helped more in the locker room and on the practice field with setting an example for the other guys. Peyton's there, and then you got 2 wideouts who have played with him, wideout and the tight end, and they do a good job at letting the other receivers know, hey, listen, this is how it's done. This is how he does it. This is how he works. This is what he expects of you. So, yes, absolutely.
Stuart, you actually were working the Monday night game in Week 3, Packers versus Seahawks, so that kind of tells you the whole story about this NFL season and how crazy it's been so far. As we look around early in this NFL season, what has surprised you the most? I mean, you have the Packers at 2-3, you have the Saints at 1-4. What has really surprised you the most?
The Saints doesn't surprise me a whole lot. I expected a little better, but their struggles don't surprise me a lot. A lot of people wonder or think, well, these players kind of do it and the coaches are there, but it's the players. Drew Brees is as good a guy and as good a player as I know. I love him. He's one of the guys who I know best in the league. But you need the guidance of your coach. Sean Payton is a great coach. For whatever you want to say about him, he's a great coach, and the team needs that rudder. So they don't have their D coordinator, they don't have their coach, they don't have, Jonathan Vilma and a couple of the linebackers. It's jarring. So that doesn't surprise me. The Packers doesn't surprise me. Their offensive struggles surprise me a little bit. But if you notice, late last year, their defense was not that great late last year. In fact, they were a little less than that great.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were ranked 31st or 32nd in the league in total defense last year in terms of yards given up. So not a surprise there at all.
So not a surprise. And if your offense isn't clicking perfectly, Green Bay's offense is now playing like an average good offense in the NFL. So you have a not good defense at all with an average good offense, and there you have their record.
Yeah, that's something that I brought up earlier in the year with Austin, and I'm wondering, is it more that teams have gotten a lot of tape on it, or do you think it's just a little timing here and there that really throws them off?
For the defense or for
the offense?
I think it's just timing. I think defensive schemes are more sophisticated. If there's a guy who I'm going to lay it on a little bit, it's their tight end, Jermichael Finley. Physically, he is like beast. He could be as good or better than any tight end, like Jimmy Graham, Gronkowski. He could be that, and I don't know why he's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it looks like to me that he's not. I don't know if he's not giving as much effort, but he's dropping balls. He's not running routes correctly, and a tight end is a big part of that offense.
Stuart, as we look, Stuart Scott joining the Prowl here with Kevin Ace on HPUR, the Sound Radio on the High Point University campus. Stuart, as we look at the NFL, another story that kind of has caught my eye, and not something I've seen a lot in the media, is the lack of defensive effort as a whole across the league. We see a lot of teams missing tackles. I know especially for my Carolina Panthers, that seems to be a struggle tackling anybody, and same for Kevin's Jets. What can we attribute that to? Is it just that the league is going more in that offensive-minded direction, or are we just not seeing the defensive guys making the plays they have to make to stop the other team?
I think it's a combination of several reasons. I think one of them, guys are not taught how to tackle as well as they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are taught to blow people up. And I don't have much of a problem with that. I played football.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do both. You got to wrap up and you got to blow people up. I think defensive guys are very hesitant about playing because of fines. So if you're not schooled adeptly in wrapping up and you've been schooled to blow people up, you play a little bit more hesitantly with that dark specter of, oh crap, am I going to get fined because I hit somebody hard?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me on a rant. I'm going to get on a little rant.
That's fine. No, hey, you're fine. Go ahead.
Football's football. It's a violent sport. I agree wholeheartedly with trying to protect people as much as possible. But guys are getting fined and flagged for hard hits, for hitting people hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's football. You're supposed to hit hard. Every time I play football, whether I play offense or defense, when I hit somebody, I'm not trying to injure them. I want it to hurt. I want to hit them as hard as I can. Literally, I want to hit them as hard as I can. And guys are getting fined and penalized for hard hits. And the whole idea of these headshots, I would say 85% of all fines and penalties for headshots is a combination of guys hitting hard and the runner or receiver instinctively ducking. If you ever notice, just go out and play a game of football or tackle football or even tag football. As somebody gets close to you, you dip. Your body instinctively dips. If you're about to get hit, your body dips. If you line up where these guys are aiming their hits, and if you take the runner, and if you were to keep them upright, most of them would be at the chest or the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But you crunch, you instinctively dip, you instinctively flinch, and that flinch will carry you down 6, 12, even 18 inches. And guys are getting hit in the head. Now, some of them are headshots. Many of those headshots are not. James Harrison of the Steelers, perfect example. Those hits last year, I think a couple of years ago, where he got fined 2 straight weeks, both of them, the receiver, instant before the collision, dipped down like 18 inches. It's football.
Yeah, I think we saw that a little bit last night even. I know Paul Malu wasn't there for the Steelers, but there were a couple plays where some Titans receivers went over the middle, and some Steelers players let up. From what I was watching, let up and didn't hit as hard as they possibly could have. I think you're absolutely right.
Guys are not hitting as hard, and guys are not hitting, which, by the way, is going to have an interesting effect. It's going to increase interceptions a little bit because it's going to force guys to play the ball instead of the receiver. I played wide out and I played corner. If I had a shot of the ball or a shot of a receiver, I like contact. I was going to hit somebody. So now guys are playing the ball more now, but they are holding up, and it's not football. You're a receiver. You're going across the middle. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hit hard. You're going to get hurt sometimes. You're going to get injured. Do we want people diving at knees? I mean, you're going to hit somebody. And then people are saying, well, but the game is this, the game is that. Here's the bottom line. You don't have to play football. Nobody's making you play football. It's like being a police officer. Okay, we're going to have police officers, but we're going to do everything to protect them, but we can't send them into dangerous areas where they could get hurt or shot. Well, I mean, I'm not comparing it literally, but it's football. So if you don't want to take that chance of getting hurt, then don't play.
Yeah, I think
if you're worried about a concussion, and here's the thing, the players aren't worried about it. All the players know this. The players realize, look, this is, I'm doing this. I am deciding to play football. But you have people who are making rules about a sport who have never played that sport.
It makes.
All right, that's my rant.
Yeah, no, you're true. It makes for a dichotomy that's not. If you don't have guys in those front office and in the league official positions that have played the game and have that experience themselves, then we have an unequal balance in what we're looking for, and so you're going to get those fines and those penalties that you're talking about, and it's unfortunate because it takes away from the game that I know I've grown up loving and watching, and I know that a lot of people haven't, and you have had that firsthand experience of playing, and you know that love for the game, and you know what's a good hit when you see a good hit, and you know what's an illegal hit, and as you said, more times than not, these hits are illegal, and it's just a matter of a couple different situations that are occurring at the same time.
Yeah. I played earlier this year when Texan quarterback Matt Schaub got part of his earlobe ripped off. He didn't hit him in the head. I mean, he may have hit him a little late, but I don't think he hit him in the head. He kind of hit him like in the chest, upper neck area, and the guy's helmet spun off, which ripped his ear off.
Yeah.
And of course, he got fined, and he actually apologized to Schaub on the field, and he apologized later. And Schaub had no ill will towards the guy. Like, he wasn't mad, he wasn't ticked off, he was nothing. He recognized and realized that's part of the game. He did not think it was a cheap shot at all.
Yeah. And Stuart, as we move a little away from football, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your philanthropic efforts, the stuff that you've done through your fight and bout with cancer. Stand Up to Cancer, the V Foundation, Live Strong. You've worked with Tiger Woods. You've worked with a lot of people spreading the word out about cancer, about other philanthropic things. What has, what's been that driving force for you to want to get out and share the knowledge that you have and try to attract and help these causes to grow and to help cure more people as we go on in life?
God, to be really honest with you, fear is a big one. I've been told a couple of times with the way that I've dealt with it, I've been told, you're very courageous, and I kind of laugh. I'm not courageous at all. I'm courageous zero. I'm scared. But what I do with that fear is just making the difference. Like, I'm not going to be scared and be in a symbolic fetal position. I'm going to be scared and try and do everything I can to stay healthy, to be healthy, and hopefully to try and give other people the hope and the drive and the inspiration and the something to recognize that it doesn't have to own you. It doesn't have to. It's going to affect your life, but it doesn't have to dictate your life. And there are things you can do that help physically, and there are more things you can do that can help mentally and emotionally. And I'm not special. I'm not different. I can do this, and so if I can do it, then you can do it. If I can leave chemotherapy and go work out, you can too. I'm not any better or different or more special than anybody else, and I'm just as scared as anybody else.
Yeah.
But look around you. If you're battling it, look at the people that are important to you and decide, do you want to lay down and let that fear overtake you, or do you want to bust your hump and bust your butt and try and do something about it?
Yeah, very true.
Stuart, we saw you tweeted. We saw you tweeted at Robin Roberts yesterday. What kind of inspiration has she been for you in your battle, and just as a person in general?
Robin is. I mean, I've known her for years. I used to work with her, as most people know. She used to work at ESPN. She's one of those rare people. I'm not just saying this. Michael Wilbon's one. Robin's one. People where I don't think there's a soul on earth who has a bad word to say about her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone. I know there are plenty of people who have a bad word to say about me. You know, it just depends on how somebody may have hit you at that moment, or you may be rushing. You know, they're whatever. People are going to have negative things. There's not a single person I've ever met, seen, heard of who has anything to say about her. She defines class, and she always has. So her class, and that, since she's been fighting cancer, and this latest emergency or this latest medical, her courage. I don't see her very often, but every time I do, she's happy and she's upbeat. And that is just a huge inspiration. Several years ago at the ESPYs, every year at the ESPYs, I present an award or I introduce one of the presenters. And she and I had both been doing chemotherapy that year. It was 2008. We both spent like the first half of the year doing chemo, and then we're in July. And she and I together at the ESPYs introduced the winner of the Jimmy V Award for courage. And it was an honor to walk out there with her, just to walk, to walk on stage with Robin Roberts, a former colleague, someone who's just superb in the business and a superb person. I kind of felt like, I felt like I was I was the fat, ugly guy, next to the knight in shining armor. He's the knight and he's taking his buddy along with him, to the party, but I don't really belong there.
And Stuart, Stuart Scott here on HPR, the Sound Radio, with on the Prowl with Kevin Ace. You speak about the ESPYs, and we speak about the ESPYs, and then the iconic image of Jim Valvano and his speech come to mind for me, and for Kevin and I, and for those of us that are a couple years behind the Jim Valvano story and his life and legacy. We know that you spent some time at WRAL in Raleigh in the late 80s, right there around 1990. What was that like, getting to know Jim Valvano and the words that he spoke? How has that still impacted you today?
Well, back then I was a news reporter at WRAL. He was the basketball coach at NC State. Now, at the time I was working there, NC State was going through some sanction-type things, so I got a chance to spend some time with him. Mm-hmm. He was always high-energy, fun-friendly. Some people, you can kind of tell when they're faking it. He was never faking it. He never faked anything. Yeah. He was always glad to see you, even when things were tough. And I don't even mean his sickness. I mean, before that, like when things were tough with the school and the basketball program, he was always just happy. He was happy to see you. He's one of those rare guys. I mean, you guys know about the, Duke, North Carolina State, all right there in the Triangle area. Mm-hmm. And he was that guy. Duke guys loved Jimmy V. Even back then, Carolina guys loved Jimmy V. I mean, everybody loved Jimmy V. It was, Carolina guys, we didn't like Coach K. They didn't like, they didn't like Dean Smith, who to me is just, Dean is my hero. Yeah. One of my heroes. But everybody liked Jim Valvano, because he connected with everyone. He's a New York kid, and he connected with the poor white kids and the rich white kids. He connected with the poor black kids and the rich black kids. The guys from the country and the trailer park, the guys from the hood, and it was a real effortless connection. So all that was before he got sick. So once he got sick, you have this man who vibed with everybody. And now he's sick, so the outpouring of love and affection came from everybody. It didn't just come from one particular sect. Mm-hmm. Everybody was alarmed and touched and hit by it. So his words, which are now iconic and which aren't very complicated at all, but they ring true. Don't give up. Just period. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And it can sound like a cliche, but listen to what it's saying. You don't have to look any deeper for the meaning. It's right there. Do not give up. Like, not ever. Right? Not ever. Yeah. Period. And, I have thought about him. I've thought about that speech many, 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 many days. Many days when I was feeling the crappiest or sitting in chemo or trying to recover from a surgery where they opened up my stomach, and I'm worried about something. Like, Jimmy V said, "Don't give up." So just don't.
Yeah.
Period.
So true.
Stuart, before we let you go, one last question. Those are some great words, by the way. Any advice for broadcasters like Austin and myself that you received or that you have on how to make it in this broadcast business or journalism business? Any advice you can offer?
Let me give two things. One, it is so important to write. People do not recognize how immensely important writing is. It's what we do. You have to be able to write. You have to be able to write your thoughts and your feelings and your perspective and what you're trying to convey. And the only way to do that is to practice it, is to do it over and over again. And it is to think about how to write and learn how to write. And writing is not as complicated as people think it is, but you really have to be aware. I want to write like I talk. I want to tell a story and sound like me telling a story. I don't want to sound like somebody else. I don't want to use words that I don't use regularly. There are a lot of complicated words and big words that I know. I just don't use them in my vocabulary. So if I don't use them, I'm not going to write them. I'm not going to use them on television because I think they sound nice. I'll use them if that's the way that I talk. Write like you talk. If you want what you write, your copy, you want it to sound like you. You don't want to be anybody different. So that's one thing. The other thing is you got to have thick skin in this business. If somebody telling you no hurts your feelings and it's going to throw you, then this ain't it for you, because you're going to get told no. You're going to get told no a lot. You're going to get told no while you're in the business. Nope, not going to work like that. Can't do it like that. You're going to get told no trying to get in the business. 27 job opportunities I had from spring of my senior year in college until just after I graduated that I applied for, that I sent a resume tape to, that had a job opening. 27 times I went 0 for my first 27. I counted. There are 27 job opportunities that were there that I sent resumes to, and I got told no. And look, after 3, I was like, maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe I'm not good enough. And if I had held on to that, then I'd be doing something else right now. But I kept on, and sometimes it made me depressed, sometimes it made me sad, sometimes it made me more stubborn in my attempt and desire. But you cannot be thrown by no. If you really, really want it, at some point someone's going to say yes. It probably won't be on your own timetable. Probably won't be in the time frame that you think it should be. And it wasn't for me. But on the 28th time, WPDE in Florence, South Carolina said yes. And interestingly, on the 26th time, the same station said no. My first job at WPDE, Channel 15, they had brought me down for an interview 3 or 4 weeks before. There was an opening at their Myrtle Beach bureau. They had a bureau at Myrtle Beach. I interviewed for it. The guy, I remember his name, Bob Howick. He was the news director. He said he kind of liked my stuff. He was a gruff guy, a very gruff guy. He wasn't a flowery guy and didn't care about feelings a whole lot. And he didn't say, "Oh, I love your stuff." He said, you know, you're okay. But he didn't give me the job. He said, you know, the bureau, you're by yourself, you're not with the other people. I don't think you're ready for that. So that was no. And then I think I sent a resume tape out somewhere else and got told no. And then about 3 weeks after my interview, I got a call back. There was an opening at that station, Channel 15, WPDE, there at the main station in Florence. And he offered me the job. And then he told me how much money it was. And I choked because it was so little that buddies of mine who worked full-time at McDonald's were making more money than me. But I took the job. Best professional decision I made, because it was my start. And the start is the most important.
Yeah. Stuart, we want to thank you, Kevin. I want to thank you for your candidness, for being so open, for giving of your time. And I want you to know that you've got two supporters right here with you, and you're battling with anybody else's battle. I know it's affected my family. I'm sure it's affected Kev's, but the words that you spoke and the words of Jim Valvano, they really ring true at this point in time. And so we want to thank you for coming on the show. We're going to send you a little something, just a little token of our appreciation from us and from High Point University. So if you'll just hang on the line for us for just a moment when we go to break, we'll talk to more there. But again, just thank you for giving up your time for us. We really do appreciate that.
A lot of fun, guys. Honored to be here. I appreciate it.
All right, we look forward to hopefully having Stuart Scott back on the show at some point. This is The Prowl with Kevin Ace here on HPR The Sound.